Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the new and improved Happy Hour with Anna Morfides, now also available on YouTube and on Apple Podcasts. And we are going to continue to focus on what it really means to be a human, having a human experience, and shed knowledge and awareness on so many things that we don't normally are in the know of while we go to school or while we're being raised. But right now, so many things are being brought to our awareness in order to raise the consciousness of the earth as a whole, and not only raise the consciousness of the earth, but also raise our own consciousness as human beings and what it truly means to be having a human experience, and be conscious of the patterns that we have, sets of behaviors that we find ourselves in, what it is that we are experiencing and don't like, what it is that we haven't experienced yet that we would like to. So we're going to continue to shed knowledge and power on different tools and methods to help you remember your unlimited potential and really discover your best version of self, because knowledge is power. And I've been really grateful to know or to have come in contact with great teachers and great books and lots of different modalities through not only my personal awakening journey, but also through my counseling school experience. So today we're going to talk about who are we really. This is a really, really, really big thing to understand of what it truly means to be a human, having a human experience. And I feel like because we're still in January of 2025, what better way to start off our year by really shedding that knowledge on who we are and what is it really that we are meant to accomplish here on planet Earth. So my understanding is, after reading so many books and going to conferences and going through schooling, that we are a ball of energy. We are made out of protons, neutrons, electrons. Those make up atoms, and we are vibrating atoms. And we are made out of four parts. We have a mental component, an emotional component, a physical component, and a spiritual component. And during my studies to get my counseling degree, we actually had 4 different components in our field of studies as well. We did mental wellness, emotional wellness, physical wellness, and spiritual wellness, because they all hold hands together to make a whole version of ourselves. And at the end of the day, that is what we are all seeking. We are all seeking to be whole and complete within ourselves, but we don't really realize that when we are seeking relationships, money, jobs, a certain someone or a certain something, what we are actually seeking for is becoming our true self again, the self that we were born into, but through conditioning in our society, through patterns of our parents or other primary caregivers, we acquire things such as core beliefs, attachment style, traumas, wounds. Our inner child basically experiences certain things that will really affect the way it deals with life later on in its adulthood. But now that we know this, we can use all of our uncomfortable situations as adults. We can use those to our advantage to really figure out and see who we truly are, who we have become, and how each component is at play right now as adults. So we are this energetic body that has the 4 components. So it turns out that the physical body, our physical self, this human suit that we decide to occupy, right? So from my understanding, the soul, which is this beautiful energy, and because now we know that energy is neither created or destroyed, we also know that the soul is actually indestructible. So that it is always in existence, that energy, that part of us, like that thing that makes us us, that feels, that listens, that's who you are on a spiritual level. That's your spiritual component, your soul. It has, I don't exactly remember how many feet wide it is, that energetic part of you, and then the physical body lives within that, and it becomes the part of ourselves that is conscious, like in awareness. So our physical body lives in our soul, and then we have the mental wellness, which is everything that takes place in our head, our subconscious and our conscious mind, the thoughts that it creates. Thoughts create emotions, and from emotions stem behaviors. So that's all part of our mental component. And then, of course, we have the emotional component of ourselves, which is really huge in what is called co-creating or manifesting your life, because that portion of us, the emotional body that we have, literally is what drives the law of attraction. And because the law of attraction works by assertion, never by force, that emotional body, which is emotions, energy in motion, is, and by the natural laws of energy, like attracts like, it is what brings in the experiences that we call our reality, or our world, our personality, our personal reality, our life. So we are this beautiful mass of energy, and then depending on our mental wellness, so what kind of thoughts are we having, our emotional state of being, what kind of predominant emotions are we writing in and day out. And then, of course, there's our physical body. How is it that we treat our body? Do we feed it well? Do we give it enough rest? Do we exercise it? Do we have it connect with nature? Like, how are we in each component? And once we work on each one of these 4 components, then we can truly become a whole version of ourselves, and really climb on that Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We can climb on the different blocks that it is made out of. So now that we don't need food or water or shelter anymore, we can start to embark other needs of ours that we have, such as emotional wellness, mental wellness, really reaching that utopia, and self-awareness, that place where you truly feel how unlimited you are, and remember that you have limitless potential to experience anything that you want in this life. And the great thing about that is we often forget, as we are raised through what society says, or our primary caregivers say to us, or what we are taught in school, our religious background. There's a lot of limiting beliefs that have been created, mostly because I feel people just forgot, and then by their own way of trying to understand or maybe control society and instill a bit of a fear. So then, some people can have power, and some people can just be able to create more than others. I feel like that fear, that's why they actually do say that fear is man-made. because we are born in unconditional love, and we are supposed to continue our human experience in that same unconditional love that we came from. Because if this is really true, that our beautiful soul, the energy that makes us, that part of us that truly listens to our thoughts and witnesses our feelings and is just a witness to everything, if that truly comes from unconditional love, and now we have a lot of people that have documented that have had near-death experiences or NDE experiences, that when they feel themselves cross over and then they come back, they're able to describe that feeling as love, like unconditional love. So we come from love. We're supposed to continue that experience of unconditional love for ourselves and others. And that is how we are supposed to be navigating life, because then we are not riding in unhelpful emotions such as guilt and shame, which are really low in frequency when it comes to the David Hawkins human diagram of consciousness, where he has measured most of our predominant emotions in hertz. And we can see that when we allow guilt and shame to take over and be our predominant state of emotional being, we are writing at 40 or 70 hertz, and that life view from that stance is that of desperation and sadness, grief. It feels heavy, and at that stage we're actually just surviving, not really living at all. But if we go up to love, which is 700 hertz and above, then that life view is more of acceptance and neutrality and hope. And now it's an opportunity for you to thrive. So now you're not surviving, now you're actually thriving in life, and you are experiencing it as it was actually meant to be experienced before you even decided to incarnate this beautiful human body of yours. So this is why we are now shedding so much awareness on the fact that we actually have the power to create the life that we have always wanted. And the only thing that is stopping us back is our core beliefs that we acquired as a child, our attachment style that we acquired as a child, and any traumas that we also had to experience as children or adolescents or even as young adults. But the other beautiful thing about this experience is that it has been proven through regression therapy, when people are able to regress past their childhood into previous lifetime, or that in between stage between each of their lifetimes that they experienced, that they are able to talk about the fact that they are literally choosing what family they want to be born into, what country they want to be born into, what attachment style they want to experience, what lessons they want to learn. So that essentially is what it means to be a human. And we literally pick these lessons, and we do pick our soul families that we travel with to experience these particular things that we chose before we incarnate this beautiful body. And it turns out, and Dolores Cannon actually talks a lot about this, that Earth is a masterclass of all the planets that we can live on to learn. It's not a kindergarten class. It is a master class. It is, I'm going to put quotation marks and say hard. It is, because it's a challenging experience. It's like, if you think about it as math, this is where you come to do calculus. This is not where you come to do simple addition and or subtraction. This is where you're going to do the really big lessons, learn really big things, and really understand who you are, the power that you have, what's holding you back, what you need to do to untwist everything that's holding you back in order to really bring out your full potential and discover your just your own power, because everything is in your control. And once we remember and we carry this with us, and then nothing will ever feel like as if it is done to us. Everything will become a gift, and everything will feel like everything is for me. And yes, life is meant to be challenging. And yes, even for me, knowing this, having this knowledge, being blessed with all this, being blessed with an awakening, knowing that I've chosen all my lessons, I chose to experience all this, what I used to think as horrible things. Now I think of them as magical, beautiful experiences that I wanted to learn and overcome and really understand what the point of life really is and how much power I actually have, so then I can break those intergenerational patterns and then give my kids a different opportunity of living and really give them that knowledge from now, so they don't have to experience what I experienced, all that hardship, all that angst, all that, like, why is this happening to me? We don't need any of that. We are choosing. And a lot of times, yes, I do think, why would we possibly choose this? And why would some people choose really horrendous things to experience? I don't really have an answer for that, other than for some reason, those are part of our learning curves as humans, and they exist, and all I can do is accept them, because if I don't accept them, that means I'm going to create resistance of what is. It doesn't mean that I have to like them, but yes, I will accept that sometimes as humans, we are choosing really difficult situations to overcome and to embark on, to truly come through on the other side. And I feel like I just had a glimpse of our beautiful Jesus and what he had chosen to experience on planet Earth as a human. I thought that was a pretty hard one to pretty hard life to decide to experience. I feel like I'm going to stop my video right here. I would really love to hear if you have any questions, any comments. I know some of these topics, I used to feel like they were very much like woo-woo or a bit out there, but I feel like the more I read and the more I interact with other teachers, counselors, psychologists, and therapists, or just any sort of people in the holistic field, I feel supported in this is actually what is to be true and makes the most sense of why we are here. And it also just continues to give me power, because I always remember that I am in control no matter what. I am choosing everything, and I've chosen everything. And that takes me out of victim mentality, and it puts me always in a state of power. I am the protagonist of my life, and I always have a choice. If you liked anything about this video / podcast, I would love to hear from you. Any likes, any subscribes would be greatly appreciated. And I have so much gratitude for all of you tuning in and taking this journey of life while we discover our best self and remember our unlimited potential in order to live our best year yet. And with that, with all my love and gratitude, and I will see you or talk to you next time.